This is Sales Management Mastery, Episode 8.
Welcome to Sales Management Mastery, where you get an insider's look on how to build, motivate, coach, and lead a high-performance, low-maintenance sales team. Here's your host, Ralph Burns.
Hello and welcome to Sales Management Mastery Online at salesmanagementmastery.com. And we're here to help you and your sales managers build a team of highly motivated elite salespeople using easy-to-use real-world sales management techniques and tactics that'll unleash a flood of new sales for your sales organization. On this episode of Sales Management Mastery, we're going to give you sales management motivation the easy way. And I'd like to remind you that if you'd like to get a jump start on creating your own team of supercharged salespeople using our proven system, you can claim your free training course of your choice at the Sales Management Mastery Academy by going to salestraininggift.com. Now, today we're going to talk about sales motivation the easy way. And one of the things that prompted us to talk about this today is that I'm just continuously amazed how many sales managers have absolutely no clue what actually motivates their sales reps. And it's one of the most popular request that we get at Sales Management Mastery is what motivates salespeople. In fact, in all the online polls that we've ever done of sales managers, CEOs, vice presidents, sales trainers, this continuously comes up as the number one demand for everyone who's ever engaged in any one of our surveys online, which is how do you motivate salespeople? And it's a tricky thing to do, but it's a lot simpler than you would think. So it's sort of two things in one. It's not easy, but it's very simple. So today we're going to give you a head start on how to do it and how to make it real easy for you. And one of the things that we've noticed is that throughout all our consulting and through all the stuff that we do online through the Sales Management Mastery Academy is that I'm really continuously amazed how many sales managers have absolutely no clue what actually motivates their sales reps. Now, I probably shouldn't be all that surprised, and maybe to the degree that this ignorance pervades even at the highest level of the sales management food chain, meaning that not only do the sales managers typically not know what motivates their sales reps, but the vice presidents and even the higher ups within the organization typically don't know either. And this is really a very easy thing to fix. So that's what we're going to talk about here today. So let me give you an example. Just not too long ago, when I was still in the corporate world, I was in yet another sort of long, desperately unproductive, complete waste of time sales management meeting with the top sales brass at the company. And we were sitting around a conference room table brainstorming how we could all kind of collectively get the sales force, quote unquote, more motivated to produce increased sales, while at the same time possibly increasing morale, because the sales force had sort of gotten into a lull of morale and was definitely in a demotivated state. Now, at that point of our company, the sales force morale was just low because of a number of factors that I really can't get into here, but suffice to say, sales reps in one particular division, which wasn't mine, thankfully, were leaving at a rapid pace due to this sort of operational incompetence. So, seeing this disturbing trend and really being very fearful of it and potentially fearful of her job, the senior vice president of sales called a meeting and came up with ideas, which was a great idea. To her credit, she really did want to sort of push things in the right direction. So she was desperately trying to come up with the idea of how we could motivate this bedraggled section of the sales force in one fell swoop with one sort of grand sweeping initiative. So although I gave her a lot of credit for trying, and I still do for this day, and if you've been a reader of the blog and listened to this show, you know that motivating your sales force can't really happen in one fell swoop. But at least she was giving it the old college try. So anyway, she was looking for ideas. Then she said emphatically, so let's just start recognizing everyone with emails and voicemails of their big achievements. And better yet, let's just fill out a form every time one of your salespeople does something praiseworthy, then submit it to me so that I can then send a group voicemail. And then she sort of concluded what she said, saying, after all, every salesperson loves to be praised publicly. Now, the other sales managers in the room all kind of agreed to this and praised the VP and stating that they thought this was a great idea and it'll really work and all getting behind this sort of new motivational initiative. And I just kind of sat there in my chair not really saying a word. So the VP asked me, she said she kind of noticed that I was silent. She asked me why I wasn't really as enthusiastic as the others about this new initiative. And not wanting to really be the only dissident, I finally started talking, and I sort of told her that to the rest, and also to the rest of the sales management team, that out of the sales reps that I had reporting to me, only half of them actually enjoy or are motivated by public praise. And I added that for most of my sales reps, private one-on-one praise is what really motivates them the most. And a few of them even told me outright that they had really hated public praising and saying that it was sort of downright embarrassing. They just didn't really like the spotlight. So half of my team did not like or was not motivated by public praising. So she sat there sort of in this stunned silence because she was very enthusiastic and really wanted to get things moving in the right direction. So I relayed to her why and how I knew this. And what I told her and the other sales managers in the room, I just said, listen, I just simply asked them. And this brings up our point on motivation and the easy way to motivate, the simple way to motivate that we're going to talk about here in the show. If your sales reps are the lifeblood of your career and you rely on them to pay your commissions and their effectiveness is what sustains you as well as advances your career, then why on earth wouldn't you know exactly what motivates them and exactly how to motivate them? So if you don't know what motivates them, how can you expect to prompt them in the right direction? And I think we all fall guilty of doing this because we all get caught up in the conference calls and the emails, the teleconferences, the meetings, the administrative stuff. I mean, all this stuff that just kind of bogs you down and keeps you away from the number one most important thing. And that number one most important thing is to keep your salespeople highly motivated and supercharged to go out there and sell for you. So how do you do it? How do you actually motivate salespeople? And it's just sort of a quick and easy way to do it, which is the title of the show here today. Well, I'm going to give you 10 questions that we go a whole lot more in depth on in the Sales Management Mastery Academy. But this is a great way for you to sort of put a list together and start asking your salespeople exactly what motivates them. And when you ask these questions, it really doesn't matter how you do it. All that really matters is that you just go out and you do it. Now, typically the way that I do it is I'll have these 10 questions sort of prepared, and before a sales meeting, I'll just hand it out as a questionnaire, or maybe I'll email it, or maybe I'll ask it in one-on-one conversations. But typically at sales meetings, it's sort of a great way to start off maybe your final section of your sales meeting, write these out on a piece of paper, and just hand them to your salespeople. So, like I said, we get a whole lot more in depth in this into the Sales Management Mastery Academy and how to actually use this information to get the best out of your salespeople.